Video. So we got the patch notes for the machine update. So let's go ahead and get into it. Meet the powerful team of machines built for combat and control. In this update details we're introducing the January update. Alright, so Ultron, Vision, and Destroyer, each created to enforce their own versions of order, has received new uniforms and tier 4s. Additionally, Sentinel, tasked with the mission to neutralize mutants, has received a new uniform along with tier 3 and tier 4 advancement. Alright, so this is the second character to get a tier 3 and a tier 4. Okay, plus we have also improved world boss conveniences to help you challenge higher stages faster. Our new team up collection, the Fantastic Four, and other improvements to make the game more enjoyable. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. The 4 new uniforms and their uniform options will be on a 40% discount. So let's go ahead and get into it. Ultron is still Universal supervillain. His uniform effect gives him 15% chain hit damage, super armor defense, and an increased basic damage by 40% when attacking characters without the machine abilities. So he has a 40% damage increase for characters without the machine ability. Okay, I think that's still the same on his Infinity Ultron uniform. I have to look. His tier 3, he has penetration, 80% on the tier 3 invincible, and a 100% damage proc. His leadership applies to machines, increase of auto attack by 65%, which is the same, I think. His tier 2 passive, he gets skill damage bonus damage, 40% damage reduction, and a 70% revive. So he gets a revive. His 4-star passive, he gets crit damage increase, 40% increase of HP, and guaranteed crit rate. First skill is just regular attack. Second skill has iframe ignore with silence, incapacitation, paralysis, and 100% damage immunity. Alright, so I think they should at least took the penetration off the tier 3 and put it on this tier 2, but hey, what can we do? Third skill has a 0.7% accumulation. The fourth skill has a 30% heal, invincible, and a frenzy buff. And the fifth skill has a 10 times barrier. So, and it does have time freezing, which is pretty cool. But otherwise, the effects, he does have paralysis, shock, silence, and burn. And his, okay, he is a destruction character, so okay, so maybe he could be a striker. Just have to wait and see. But other than that, though, the revive is definitely good. The iframe ignore, but it just has damage immunity. If he could just hold out to the tier 3, maybe. But I'm not looking. It's not looking too good for the Allfather. Especially with the live stream, his hit count was like, what, 69? So that's not a lot, but maybe he hits a little bit hard. I don't know. Maybe it hit harder. So just have to wait and see. On Ultron, okay, Vision is a universal superhero. Okay, she is an order character. All right. Let's see. Uniform effect gives increase of all attack by 40%, decrease duration by 30, increase all resistance by 30. Okay. Her leadership applies to all allies, gives a 45% increase of all attack and 25% all defense. Tier 2 passive applies to machines. She gets the debuff cleanse. Then for herself, she gets a skill damage bonus damage with 45% damage reduction. Very nice. 4-star passive gets super armor defense, 100% chance to become immune to physical damage for 10 seconds, and reflects 50% of energy damage received up to 100% of max attack for 10 seconds on a 30-second cooldown. Not too shabby. Okay. First skill has burning silence. Second skill has incapacitation, paralysis, burn. Third skill has 0.8% accumulation. Alright. Fourth skill has incapacitation again, paralysis, and a damage immunity. And the fifth skill, burn silence, 30% heal, a 100% chance to penetrate, invincible, and a frenzy buff. Okay, so no outframe ignore, no penetration, except from the fifth. So, but no outframe ignore. So maybe just a support, I guess, for this uniform for all machines. Devil could use the lead. Passive is okay. Alright, so just have to wait and see about that one also. Okay. Yeah, they're not looking too good right now, so Destroyer with the Mighty Thor uniform, universal, and he's still neutral. Alright, because he is just a machine and nothing more. Which machines are no females or males anyway. Alright, destruction character. Okay, uniform effect, super armor all defense, tier 2 passive, skill damage bonus damage, and all speed. 4-star passive, 100% reflects of energy damage received up to 160, and 70% energy damage reduction. That's crazy. So he is definitely going to be pretty much meta in like TBA, Otherworld Battle, and maybe Timeline. His other 4-star passive applies to machines, 55% increase of HP. Alright. First skill has shock and paralysis. Second skill has shock. Third skill, shock silence, a 30% heal, invincible, and a frenzy buff. And the fourth skill has shock, incapacitation, damage immunity, and increased basic damage by 120% for 2 attacks on a 10-second cooldown. So you can have that buff up every 7 seconds. So, alright. Which the cooldowns looking nice. Let me check the cooldowns on the rest of the characters. So, 7.5 seconds. Okay, so yeah, these cooldowns are pretty decent. So, well, their cooldowns are nice. So, and Destroyer keeps off just 4 skills, where it's just 3, 4. So, there's that. But he may look like to be a pretty good uniform to pick up, especially like for energy attacking characters. So maybe Kang has met his match. But yeah, he looks more like a support also for the machines. Alright. Now Sentinel, still universal super villain. Alright, he's destruction also, so a lot of destruction characters. Alright, so uniform effect increases all basic attack, super armor all defense, and immunity to mind blast. Okay, tier 2 passive, and immunity to mind control, skill damage bonus damage, and 25% damage reduction. His 4-star passive stays the same if they upped it, so increase basic damage dealt to mutant characters by 100%, and 60% damage reduction received from mutants, and a 7% chance to become immune to the greatest damage received for 6 seconds. Effect reactivates in 3 seconds after removed on a 5-second cooldown. So he looks like he's going to be a big counter to Wolverine in TBA, Otherworld Battle, Timeline maybe. So he's looking like a big counter for Wolverine. So dang, my boy's time in the sun may have came to an end, but you never know since he has the undead artifact. So First skill just a regular attack. Second skill has counterattack, outframe, ignore with incapacitation and paralysis, 25% heal, 100% chance to penetrate with energy immunity, physical immunity, and all damage immune with invincible, and damage immunity for 4 seconds on a 10-second cooldown. So, looking very spicy. Alright, third skill has a 35% penetration, invincible, increases all of basic attack by 15%, pure 1% of pure damage received. So that's damage taken for 10 seconds. Or accumulation, pure damage up to 10% of max HP. And he has the summons, and that is on a 7.5 second cooldown. So it's not too shabby either. Okay, the fourth skill, paralysis and 10 times barrier. And the fifth skill is all attack, all defense. So he's looking more like a counter to Wolverine. Wow. He looking pretty spicy also. Okay. Alright, so I'm thinking Destroyer and Sentinel are going to be like the two main ops in this update. Alright. Ultron, Vision, and Destroyer and Sentinel's tier 4. So Ultron's tier 4 gives him 60% increase of max HP and self-buffing all attack by 30%, max 90% for 7 seconds. So there's that. Okay, so he has a increase of max HP and a increase of all attack on his tier 4. Vision gives himself 25% chain hit damage and increased basic damage dealt to enemy with 40% HP or higher by 70% for 7 seconds. So that is what it is, I guess. Nothing too spicy. Alright, Destroyer increases chain hit damage by 35%. Creates a recharge shield of 120% of max HP. Recreates 35% shield every 1 second. Absorbs 30% from normal shield for 7 seconds. And increases attack by 1% every 1% recharge shield is consumed. Applies up to 50%. So he gets a shield and an increase of chain hit damage. So he's going to be tanky if you tier 4 him. So that's not bad for Destroyer. Okay, Sentinel, increase of all attack by 100%, which is crazy. 60% increase of max HP and a recovery of 10% of HP. So he gets a all attack buff, increase of max HP, and he gets a heal for 5 seconds. That's, whew, man, he is going to be something to deal with, really. Wow. Okay. Sentinel's tier 3. He's going to have stun, snare, fracture, ignore target dodge by 80%, invincible, and a frenzy buff on the tier 3. Okay. And there's the animations for that. So he's bringing in the rest of his buddies, and they're just taking shots at you. Gorgon and Lash of the Inhumans are getting a Transcendence. So there's that. Okay. World Boss improvements. You can now continue to challenge the next stage even after clearing the World Boss 5 times. Even after 5 clears, heroes cannot be reused until the daily reset. Alright, each hero can still only be used once per day. Alright, so let's say you do World Boss Legend, you do your 5 runs, and then you can go back and climb World Boss Ultimate 5 times a day. That way you can get your first clear rewards like your chest, stuff like that, and that is it. It will not, but you cannot farm like your Odins and all that out of there. So that kind of sucks, but you can farm all the way up to 99 on World Boss Ultimates now. Okay. After the initial 5 clears, basic clear rewards will no longer be distributed. You can only obtain the following. Only the following rewards and records can be obtained. Characters' potentials, once per day per hero, World Boss Challenge record, Shield Archive collectibles, stage clear rewards, first clear rewards, World Boss Unlock Challenge, completion counts. Alright, so those are what you can do after your regular 5 runs. Shield support, if you buy the shield support, benefits will not apply once the basic reward count is exhausted. Alright. Balance and patterns for World Boss Legend Plus, so Black Swan. And they did this for all the World Boss Legend Pluses, the Black Order, and Thanos. They'll remove the pattern where the force field reactivates at certain HP thresholds after being destroyed. Slightly increase Black Swan stun duration. Improve boss attack patterns. Slightly decrease HP and increase damage for certain attacks, in which she is already annoying enough. Okay, Corpus and Proxima adjusted the system to allow skipping certain patterns, adjusted the number of spears Proxima throws, and the activation timing of Corpus Glaive's interference skills, and slightly decreased HP. Black Dwarf and Ebony Moss shortened the duration of special patterns for Black Dwarf and Ebony that trigger at specific HP thresholds, and improved the visual effects for ether generation. Alright, and Thanos just gets his HP slightly decreased. Alright, and then the training mode button, which becomes available after clearing World Boss, has been moved to a separate button. So training mode is only available for World Bosses that have been unlocked. Alright, a new pop-up has been added where you can check the first clear rewards for World Boss. It's gonna look like that. Alright, so this is really the only good thing about the update, the World Boss changes. So definitely World Boss Ultimate will not just be sitting there collecting more dust. So let's see what we got next. The Team Up Collection with the Fantastic Four, which there's going to be a lot of characters in this one. And the only way you can get that is through the shop. Okay. Yeah, that's the only way you're going to collect the Fantastic Four. And they are giving us the Defenders through Alliance Battle chest. There's that. And the craft. So you can craft Defender Team Up Collection tokens or get them through Alliance Battle. And Fantastic Four are in the store to buy after the update. New artifacts. Visions applies to machine allies, recovers HP by 70%. So when HP is below 40%, so it is a support artifact for the machines. So that is guaranteeing you to let you know the Vision is going to be a support character. Sentinel increases his own max HP by 20%. And ignores non-boss enemy damage decreased by 30%. So he gets a lot more HP. Okay. Gorgon and Lash are getting artifacts, which Gorgon gets the increased basic damage to supervillains by 20% and damage reduction by 20%. And Lash gets ignores target dodge by 25% and increase of all attack by 20%. So those are the artifacts. New Future Pass. with All-Father Ultron and Destroyer. We're getting there's two more let's see what order again. The special icons, yeah. So probably one for Otherworld Battle when it resets, and the other one is probably going to be with the CTP, comic card, all that stuff. So the token shop. New uniform collection where they'll give you 300 power demirs, which is very nice. Hot deals, which they added some more with the tier 4 materials and team up collection packs. Other improvements: team battle arena, a favorite system and filter function has been added to the search feature. Favorites heroes marked as favorites will appear at the top of the hero list. A cost filter has been added, allowing you to sort heroes in both ascending and descending order by cost. All right, that's pretty cool. When attempting to equip their new custom gear, while a CTP grade custom gear is already equipped, the warning pop-up has been improved to clearly display which specific CTP will be destroyed. Alright, as you can see right there, equipping CTP will destroy the currently equipped CTP. So, in which I don't know why you would do that, but alright, dimension missions, the purchase quantity for items in the material tab in the support shop has been increased. So the Norn Stones, Mcron shards, Europe kits, dimension debris, uniform upgrade kits, combat pack, and start branded blueprint have been increased. GBR, the quick chat phrases have been changed from attack, watch out, I need support, and thank you to after the update is going to be spread out, assemble here, I'm sorry, and thank you very much, which don't have time to do all that, but there you go. The display custom gear setting in my team screen will now persist even after restarting the game. Okay, this setting will reset if the game is reinstalled. Okay. And world event after completing 2 participations, it will after you do 2 of them, it will show completed on the status board. And then when a hero skill reaches its maximum level through upgrading, the upgrade screen will no longer automatically close. Okay. Game error fixes. Alliance battle. Fixing issue in training mode, where selecting a different difficulty after choosing a non-current round will cause a selection to revert to the current day's round. Okay. And story mode, where it would freeze at 4:1 when you're doing story mode, it will be fixed. Thank you. Because that is a pain in the butt to close your game out and then restart on story mode. So glad they're going to fix that. And that is it for the patch notes. Alright, so really the big upgrades are for Sentinel and Destroyer. Vision is just going to be a support. World bosses, I kind of like it. So there's that. That's pretty decent. World boss changes. Sentinel looking very nice. I don't know. I may tier 4 Sentinel. I don't know. So Sentinel and, like I said, Destroyer are looking really spicy. Vision will be a support, and Ultron, probably left in the dust again. I have no idea, but like I said, we'll just have to wait and see how the uniform performs. But that is the patch note, guys. So let me know what y'all guys think of the robot invasion. Smash that like button, hit me in the comment box down below, subscribe, and I will catch you guys after the update.